What is up, people? Hello. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the Cup Chasers podcast. Thanks for being here. Thanks for listening. The Arsenal absolutely demolished Chelsea. Sorry, guys. Sorry, not sorry, I should say. At the Emirates Stadium. I personally got 5 on it. I'll go ahead and say that. And more to come on that, of course. They didn't do it. The Klopp retirement tour, they didn't must. When they had to must, they didn't must. Everton beat Liverpool. We'll touch in on that, of course. And everyone is just disappointed in you, Brighton Hove Albion. We're all very disappointed in you.
They knew it was coming.
Tisk.
They knew it was coming.
Tisk, Brighton. Just didn't even show up. And so, of course, when Lewis arrives, we will take a dump on the Seagulls, just like Man City did, and I'm going to enjoy that because they've ticked me off. I wanted it to be a game. It wasn't. It wasn't even anything. But, of course, Manchester United doing embarrassing things and still managing to get over the line. That's about par for the course. But we'll touch in on the rest of the league. And, of course, the North London derby. I'm looking forward to it. I'm pretty confident Spurs should be quaking in their space boots, as they say. Speaking of quaking in their space boots, Chelsea traveling to Aston Villa. I'm sorry, X, your face there in this intro is just fantastic. I'm sorry. Oh, my goodness gracious. Aston Villa going to be tough. And then, of course, we're all praying that Nottingham Forest can pull a miracle, can absolutely pull a miracle. But as you see what Patrick thinks of that. But right out the rip, let's get the likes up on the video. Let's get the likes up for the Nez entrance. Perfect timing. There he is.
Dynamite drop in. I will say this before we get to the Chelsea segment. I feel like that y'all were so mad that we didn't beat them in the FA Cup that was like, well, we're going to show you.
Yeah.
Because we can't do anything to beat them now. So we're just going to punish the hell out of
it. It was just a frustrated punishment, of course. But right out the rip, let's get them likes up. Let's subscribe to the channel if you're new. Of course, thanks for being here. Thanks for listening. We're on our way to the magical 1,000. And get that notification bell on so you know when all the crazy content is coming down the line. Just like Patrick said, only one place to start. Another Miss Jackson. Are you for real? Had to get that one in too. That was great. Enjoyed that. My word, what an incredible, amazing night that was for some. Less so for others. But I'm gonna let you guys start. We'll start with the tears, and then we'll come to the joy. What are you saying, X?
It's just embarrassing, man. It's just embarrassing. It's the game was embarrassing. The tactics were embarrassing. The front to back was embarrassing. The lineup's embarrassing. Tactics are embarrassing. It looked like when your high school team plays your JV team. That's what it looked like. That's the only way I can describe that. And there were times where the guys looked lost, didn't know what to do. We're passing the ball with what I like to call negative. Like, it wasn't necessarily playing deep into your negative possession, but they were playing the ball negatively. There was no positive. If you make a pass just to make a pass, there's nothing. Like, you have to be doing something with it. Like, that is the nature. You're opening up space, not just knocking the ball back and forth just to be passing the ball.
We won the ball high up the field so many times.
When you're standing in the midfield and not making runs, and you just have a square and you're just passing the ball between yourselves, and no one's making runs, no one's trying to make space. You're just standing in the gap, and then you're just waiting for y'all to encompass us in the press and just absolutely maul us when we had possession. And I mean, I'm not even going to get into the second balls. Like, there's nothing for us to talk about
because you didn't win any.
We didn't win any, right?
Arsenal won all the second balls. Y'all didn't win any.
So it's just
hardly any.
And like I'm saying, it looked like when your varsity team goes and plays your JV. That's what it looked like. It's just.
I tried to tell you guys.
It's young.
Arteta listened. Poch didn't.
It exposed how young they played. Like, as soon as they caught frustration, as soon as it went out of team,
Can't hear you.
as soon as the game got out of team, it got out of
I think his headphones got unplugged.
Yeah, that might have been it.
team.
I can hear you tapping on it. Sure.
Really?
There
it
you
is.
go. You're better.
That's better.
Here, I got you. Go ahead, Patrick.
No, I can hear you just fine there. Go ahead,
You can
Patrick.
hear me just fine now?
Yeah, you're good.
Okay. But yes, like I said, it looked like when your JV team plays your varsity team. And it was better in every aspect. It had better control, better capacity. It just looked like a complete commandment of what was going to dictate that 90 minutes. And it exposed how young we were, it exposed the young defense, it exposed the young midfield. Obviously, we can't hit the broadside of a barn and make runs count. I give Sterling the bad rap. He was no better.
Oh, when he came on, he didn't do anything either.
Well, right, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's not like we have an answer. Like, if Jackson's not hitting those runs, Sterling's not going to hit those runs either. It's not like we have an answer for the position. It's just baffling to me, man, how that's not a sackable offense.
Why did Mud Dog? Why did McCullough Mud Dog decide not to play defense?
He's like me, man. He's not coming back. He's not coming back that often.
But surely Pochettino listened to the podcast on Thursday, on Monday. Arteta listened. Surely Pochettino listened. We told him. I told him. You have to defend your left side. Cucurella got absolutely wrecked and was probably your best player. Got destroyed.
Actually, probably Petrovic was our best player, if you think about it.
But seriously, I remember when I texted you after the fourth goal.
Yeah.
After Kai's second goal, I texted you. I said, if I'm Cucurella, I'm close to violence against Mud Dog. Time after time after time after time. Oh, Ben White's just going to run down the side by himself? Okay.
Yeah.
Whatever. I mean, thanks. We'll take that. I mean, you know how many we've shown you. Burnley, Sheffield, Crystal Palace. How many times have we put up huge? We've shown you. If you give us that space, we're going to wreck your world. That's half why I'm confident about this weekend, because they're struggling at Spurs. Udogie's out for the season. So if Ben Davies comes in to play left back, they better help him out, is all I'm saying. And it's Timo Werner. Turbo Timo out there. I tried to tell him, and Odegaard absolutely schooled it. Absolutely. Without even scoring. We had scored 5 goals. He didn't get one. He's the man of the match, probably. Dude, that pass for the second goal.
Yeah, it was ridiculous.
Yeah, Kevin De Bruyne would stand and clap that pass.
I was about to say that was a KDB-like pass for sure.
That was a disgusting pass. Y'all didn't bother to put pressure on Odegaard, so he just ran you over. Just good. Like the guy who was supposed to, Conor Gallagher, had an absolute shocker. Like you almost feel bad for him because he tried, he ran. It's so bad.
It's line up and support, man. It's line up and support. With this lineup, you're telling.
So Patrick, is that is it official? It's Cole Palmer FC?
No, I don't think that. I think a lot of it is because the lineup was completely 100% wrong. I don't like sitting Chalobah. I don't like sitting Silva, especially after how they played on the weekend.
It's not, bro. Don't fix it. Bro.
Yeah. I agree. I thought you looked good against City.
Huh?
I agree. I thought you looked decent against Man City in the Cup.
Yeah. And so, and I know City wasn't playing up to their potential by any means, but those two looked good as a pairing, and then you decide, oh, this is a league game. We need to sit for rotation. Like he has to rotate the lineup, and it's like, okay, well then you know that Gusto's going to be out, so you play Alfie, which poor guy got a baptism by fire completely.
Your full debut, that you give the kid his full debut,
yeah,
against us,
yeah, and so then you've got Enzo, who is barely making it up and down the field right now.
The man's playing with a hernia and everyone knows it, and he's like, "Oh no, you get the start."
Why? If you were gonna wait till now, like now just seems like a dumb time to do it. You should have done it 3 months ago. You should have let him have a surgery 3 months ago.
It's so that he'll be able to play at Copa, and this is the last week that he could have done that to be able to play at Copa.
Chelsea don't give a. Y'all are. I mean, the mismanagement just continues to astound me.
Well, I agree.
They ruined the club, man. They've ruined the club. They've ruined the club.
They have. They really have. I agree.
They've ruined the club. If this is a sackable offense, if this is not a sackable offense, you don't understand.
Roman comes down from the box and fires him in the tunnel.
He is landing in Cobham on the helicopter off the helicopter, literally 6 hours after the game. You're done.
Yeah, like if he wasn't there already, this
is a sackable offense. Man.
I think the only reason he's not been sacked is because we're at the back end we're near the end of the season.
I do not care. I do not think this is a spit.
I agree with
as a manager, honestly, as a manager, I think I would step down after this. If I lost
Poch will never stop that.
Bro,
Poch is delusional.
Bro, yes, he's delusional. But if I am the manager of Chelsea FC or Arsenal FC or Manchester City or United or Liverpool, and I take a 5-0 to my immediate mirror rival, and you don't have anything to say but, oh, we played pretty bad? You pull a Jurgen Klopp and it's like, oh man, we just weren't good.
Well, he said he wasn't gonna blame it on the players, but you know what he didn't say? This one's on me.
Oh, it's never on me.
You have literally never heard those words come out of his mouth,
bro.
At least not in his Chelsea days.
My man threw Mudryk under the bus going into the game and then started him.
Yep.
He said that he is tactically. What was it? Was it tactic? I don't think it was in.
He said naive. He said naive.
There we go. Tactically naive, and then you go and start him. I'm like, why would you?
That is the very definition. The very definition of the pot calling the kettle black.
Like
I said, man.
Bro, you don't set up tactics yourself.
Right.
You're the one. It's your job to make sure he knows
what to do tactically.
Did I miss something? I missed something here.
You cannot lose a game like that. Like
I was in a like a space or whatnot, and people were like, well, Mudryk, he does, and somebody was like, yeah, I wouldn't really blame Poach for that, and I'm like, what?
I'm not playing
That's his job.
If I need someone to
it's 100% on Poach. It's 100%
100%. If I know and I've been player, I've coached, it's 100% on Poach. If I'm a player and my coaches knew this about me, I'm not coming back. I'm not going to help. It's not my mentality to do so. If you issue me orders to go do that, you are playing me in the wrong position. I cannot do it. I do not naturally do that. That is on the manager. That is on the manager. If you want a player like Mudryk on the field, you create a space for him not to have to work so Cuckoo doesn't get left out to hang every single time they run it down the left-hand side of the field.
That's where Poch was tactically naive. Instead of
And
How many games?
Arsenal's going to gun down the wings. You know it's coming.
We've played 34 games in the Premier League.
You know
and
it's
we've
coming.
probably faced 25 low blocks where the wingers and the outside backs have doubled up on Saka, and at this point it was Trossard. Why in God's name, especially with your away record versus the top six, it's disgusting. At home, you guys have put in some good performances. And away at Man City, you put in a good performance. You got wrecked at Liverpool, wrecked at Arsenal, wrecked by Spurs. Oh, except that was the red card 9-man high line for life game. Excuse me. That's what that was.
Did the
but I'm just saying.
We did the wrecking there, okay?
You did the wrecking there. Well, you should have had 8 goals, but let's, another Miss Jackson. Are you for real? Sorry. Not really though. But yeah, I think that the fact that he didn't come to the Emirates with respect enough to be like, look, our wingers are going to have to defend 100%. He's got Alfie Gilchrist making his full debut and not telling who was your right winger, Madueke, not telling Madueke to come back and help a full debutant in Alfie Gilchrist.
Dude's defense was, let me put a foot out. Oh, they passed me. Okay.
Because you played two full-out, right? You played 2 full-out wingers. They don't have a defensive mentality in their play style. They don't have a defensive work rate. They don't.
Yeah.
Bro, that's on you. You deserve to lose your job. I'm sorry, you do. This is I don't care. This could have been the one loss of an entire undefeated season.
You don't get beat 5-0 by your rivals like that.
Right. You do not get spit in the face like this and just take it.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, you just don't. You don't.
What you saying, Lewis?
I am shocked at what I saw. I didn't see it live. I went back and watched it. And I was shocked because I'm like, is this the Chelsea team that played City? Now, yes, City was tired and all that. But I was just like, hey, man.
No, it wasn't.
I don't know. And the thing about it is that I thought to myself, why does Chelsea get up for City? But not Arsenal. And Arsenal, I would argue, is in much finer form than City. So why would you not? You've raised for and I don't know the answer to it. I guess I do, because I've already said it before that I thought Pochettino was what he was. And I won't be here, the echo chamber, and just repeat everything you said. So I'll try to offer something different and say, I think Chelsea going forward with whoever their manager is in the future, they have a lot of promising talent. And if they can just find leadership on the field, because I think right now they're struggling to find that leadership from the sidelines. So if they can find leadership on the field, I think that gives them some direction to find consistency for what they're going to do going forward. I know X said he was done. I can't remember if Patrick said he was done for this season. The season. But I'm looking at it, and I think if there's a leader on the field, they're recognizing that these last games of the season are an audition for a place in the team next year or for another team. And so I think this is an opportunity for them to finish out strong, and do what you need to do regardless of who the manager is or if they've put you in a poor position. And we can own that the manager has either put them in positions where it's a challenge for them to succeed. But I think there's just the opportunity for the young players at Chelsea to be at their best, to close out. You can't revisit the past. Arsenal was better. Arsenal has been better the entire season. They've been in great form all year. So I'm not going to say anything against what Arsenal's done. Arsenal did what they were supposed to do. You know, they're like, hey, we have a focus. You're in the way. We're gonna run you over, and that's what they did. You know, you just let it be what it is.
Well, you know,
I agree 100%. I'm gonna throw this in here right quick, Patrick. Hey, Richard, thanks for the comment. Hi, X, Patrick, Nez, Jake. How are you, your family? You guys are tons of hardworking billionaires. I wish. I'd like to think we know our stuff, and I wish we had season tickets.
Yeah, for real.
Many thanks to you as well, sir.
It's so funny because, you know, Richard said that like it was. I figured out. I thought about considering going to the FA Cup final, but we're not talking about that. Just to answer the club thing, and I thought about, and then I think I sent you all the prices of the tickets, and it's like the nosebleeds are like $600, and I'm like, oh. Like,
crazy.
That's not even me going to England yet, right?
Yeah, that's without a plane ticket.
Yeah, that's with nothing.
Or staying there because I'm not going to a game and coming back.
Oh man,
you're looking at a good, you know, almost $3,000.
Oh, that's a nice little trip. It's a nice little trip.
No, what I was gonna say though, and I know you and I were talking about it right before we got on, and I don't think X heard me, but you know, you set up the team a specific way against Man City, and then you say, okay, no, scrap that. We're going to do this. And what it makes you is defensively a sieve. You know, they're and that's the thing that I think gets really frustrating to me more so than the missed goals and whatnot. We've given up the most goals that we've had in like 35 years in a season.
Yeah. What are y'all on, 57, 58, something like that?
57 now, I think.
Swiss cheese, bro. Swiss cheese.
And as a manager, you would think the easiest thing would be figuring out the defense.
That's where you should start, right? That's where most old school managers start. That's where Jose started.
Fixing the defense would be your main.
I mean, I get it. We have 2 entire defensive lineups in the hospital. Like, I understand that. Like, I get it. But, bro, then play defensively. Have everyone. We're sit back. We're Man United, bro. We're sit back and counter for 2 seasons till everybody gets healthy. Write it out. Quit playing your style when we don't have the quality or the mentality to hold these types of presses and offensive attacks. These guys don't understand. This isn't Messi, Neymar, bro. This isn't.
Well, he didn't even do good with Messi.
I'm saying these guys don't know how to even play passes like that. They're not on that mental level like that anyway. So quit trying to play a system that has these boys trying to play above what they are. Play Connor for what he is. Play Jackson for what he is. He's not a scoring 9. He can knock it up and hold it and give a nice assist. Play him for it. Quit. Just play him for it.
As much crap as I've given you guys about Jackson and all the, you wouldn't take Havertz back banter, Jackson was barring in front of the goal, obviously. Just like City, Jackson was decent. He actually gave Saliba some problems at times, gave Gabriel a couple of issues. But when he gets in front of the goal, it's like a newborn deer right out of the womb.
It's cookies. It's
like
straight.
I went back.
It's
when he got past Gabriel, and Gabriel didn't want to foul him because it'd be a straight pin, easy pin. He, instead of the side foot for the gaping goal on the left,
he kicks it right at Raya.
You just hit it right out of bounds.
Well, which one are you talking about? Because I was thinking of when he was one-on-one with Raya. Instead of hitting it with his left, he hit it with his right at Raya.
That was even worse. Even worse.
Yeah, I mean.
Crumbles. Bro, and I mean, it's just quit playing him for the scoring 9. He's a knockdown, hold it, give a good pass to Palmer most of the time to hit a goal. Like, quit playing Connor outside of the 18. Expecting him to hit Frank Lampard bangers. It's not Connor, bro.
Here's the thing with Jackson. Jackson is another symptom. Same with Enzo, where you saw a flash. Enzo World Cup. He was awesome. And so his price tag went up $80 million.
Well, he was awesome also at Benfica, to be fair.
Yeah, for like he's been there for 6 months before you bought him, right? So I looked at Jackson's stats. He had 35 professional appearances in the first team for Villarreal in 2 seasons, and he scored 10 times. And because 7 of those goals came in the last 10 games of last year's season, after he spent 8 months injured, Todd Bowley was like, oh my God. So, I don't know. Apparently, he didn't spend that much money on it. Was it like $30 million or whatever?
It was like 35.
It was like 35.
It was like 35 million.
He's rotation at best, man.
Yeah.
He's, like,
backup 9.
It's
late game, knock it up, hold it up there. And
that's why I'm like, look, man, Kai Havertz is banging in goals. He's gotten better and better and better and better and better. He's had the best season of his career, better than he ever was at Chelsea. And so that's why I'm always like, look, man, y'all could use somebody that's playing this good, because I think that, yes, Nico Jackson is good until he gets in front of the goal. But as a striker, your main job is to put the ball in the net. And so when we're doing ratings, the fact that you didn't score is the biggest part of your rating.
Oh, yeah.
For me.
Oh, yeah.
But I do want to shout out the fact that for only the second time this season, since the Community Shield, did we see Partey, Odegaard, Rice in the midfield. And it gave me chills watching that, because, oh my God, if homie was just healthy, if Thomas Partey could just stay healthy. Richard, Arsenal are going to win the Premier League, of course, because Man City are dropping at Forrest this weekend, but we'll get there. Look at Lewis's face. Looks like, yeah, okay.
Oh, man.
But
so far,
Partey, Rice, Odegaard, bro, is scary.
Yeah, we put up a cupcake midfield against one of the best 3 pairings. Bro, what are you doing? Like,
a cupcake midfield. Man City are winning the FA Cup, Richard. Of course, that's a no-brainer.
What are you doing, bro?
What were you gonna say, Patrick?
I was gonna say, so far, Havertz is on the way to having his best season, but 21-22, he scored 14 goals, 5 assists for Chelsea.
He's on 12-4.
Yeah, he's on 12.
All comps right now.
And that's the same for what he was in 21-22 with Chelsea, which I think is the year was that the year we won the Champions League? Maybe
we won 21.
I'm just saying, at the moment, right now, like this weekend,
22
you can't drop him. You can't drop Kai. And I'm a little bit worried about the lineup this weekend, even though I'm confident about the game, but we'll get there as well.
Right. Well, I was going to say, real quick, going back to my point, like, I don't understand what Poach is doing. Like, I understand, hey, we don't have Palmer. Yeah, that sucked. That royally sucked. But do this say
Richard wants to know what a cupcake midfield is. This is not a saying in England, I don't think.
No, it's not really a saying here.
It's
either.
easy. It means it's easy.
Yeah.
Cake. It's a cakewalk. We cakewalk them.
It's something you give the kindergartners at lunch for their birthday so they don't make a big mess as a regular cake because they can't handle it. You give them a cupcake because that's what kindergartners can handle.
I love a cupcake.
That's all they can handle.
Yeah, that's all they can handle is just a cupcake. We had a cupcake midfield. Something you would give to a kindergartner.
Cupcakes are delicious. We will not speak ill of cupcakes. Okay?
That midfield was abysmal.
But no, what I was gonna say though,
easy.
Like, I get it, hey, there was no Kai, you're not gonna replace him. I get that. Why not play Carney? Why not play him at the 10? Why not give him a chance? If you're doing true rotation, why not give him a chance? I would rather throw out a team and say, okay, we're not really going for it probably, but we're giving some guys opportunities to prove themselves. That's why I had no problem with Gilchrist. I knew he was going to get absolutely destroyed, but give him a chance, right? Because I feel like if Alfie Gilchrist comes in against City, it's a better defensive assignment against Doku than Disasi. My God. Man.
Yeah, I can't pop that up on the screen.
No, you can't. But
here's my thing, Patrick, right? I understand wanting to impose your philosophy on the game, have a flair to you, have a managerial style. My biggest issue is change the formation at this point. If the holes are this big, we cannot play just this one style of game that Pochettino has just been banging the nail in. Like, it's just, we know what Chelsea, you know what to expect. I like that.
He doesn't have a plan B, man.
But that's what, yeah, right. But that's consistent. The plan B would be, okay, look, we don't have Palmer. We don't have defensive players. We don't have Silva. We don't have Trevor. We don't have the guys who are going to work rate for what's coming at us. Okay, so we play a classic 4-4. Like, we change the formation to adapt to the opponent at this point. Man, these are professional players. Good. You can't tell me that you can't, like, some of these players can only play in a 1-3-2-4.
No, man, you guys are playing good according to Poch.
3-1, I think is what we were on.
4-3-2-1. Yeah.
No, you guys are doing great according to Poch, you know. But
like, I don't understand that. It was the first, like, bro. We would do that. We would change. Like, I don't understand that, bro. You're a professional.
I don't even think we were playing.
Neither does Poch. Neither does Poch.
I didn't.
Pochettino.
Every goal, even on the fourth one, he was looking at the screen like, bro, it's happened 4 other times this game. You haven't figured it out yet. He's just.
But no, I don't. I mean, because I know that the play-by-play guys were saying that, oh, Chelsea's now changed to 4 at the back. So I guess we were playing 3 at the back the whole time, which makes even less sense.
No, I don't think you were.
But I don't think so either, because I doubt you would put Gilchrist further up in like a 3-5-2,
like a wing back. Yeah,
I don't think we would do that.
Poch likes to do that, but he hasn't been doing it mostly this season.
No, it's been more of a 4-2-3-1.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it's again, I mean,
it's the same as last season. You're still there's can't figure out the rotating in the front, and so now it's not necessarily a thing of because last season it was not personnel. It was how do you fill in the space with also having the wing backs overlapping. But this season it's a personnel thing, because 1 week it's Gallagher, the next week it's Palmer, the next week it's Nkunku, the next week it's whoever, and then it's Gallagher again, and so there's never like somebody who's really nailed down, because it should be Palmer, but for some reason we don't understand. But I would love to go on and on about how awesome this game was, but just like Chelsea got absolutely wrecked, so too did the Brighton Hove Albion Seagulls. Let me down horribly today. What you saying, Lewis? 4-0 absolute demolition of Brighton Hove Albion today.
I mean, if we're being honest, right? Did you really, after the performance against Chelsea, did you expect them to perform worse? I mean, just like as sort of like a neutral. I mean, if
I get it. I'm the idiot that got my hopes up. Yep.
But I mean, if as a neutral, you saw them play and have to gut out one and basically steal one against Chelsea at the weekend, and then they complained about rest. they clearly got rest, and then they played like they normally play. I mean, they looked fluid. There was still some errors and some misplaced passes, but they got ahead early. That Brighton, I mean, they had, I think, maybe one or two chances, but they never really threatened the goal. And I mean, City just looked like they were just, they looked like they found hunger. Their press was really good today. Or Brighton was, handled the press poorly. I guess it depends on perspective, right? And they capitalized off of mistakes, and they did what I guess the betting favorites thought they would do, and you just move on. I mean, I saw there was a stat that Brighton had won like their last 6 home games or something like that. But then it also showed that City's record against them is like 11 wins, 1 draw, and a loss. So I mean, you're fighting against 2 types of history. Foden is on fire. I mean, deflection or not, I mean, City has had their fair share of deflections go against them. So deflection.
Let's get it right, though. The second goal, that was just not even close to a foul. The free kick.
Yeah, he just fell.
He just fell over.
I mean, he got slapped in the stomach.
Oh, come on. The wind blew up his jersey and he fell over. He slipped, and the referee gave a foul. It wasn't even close. It was not even close. And then, of course, you score off of it. It's gross.
Okay.
No, man, it wasn't even close to a foul.
I didn't get a chance to answer, so it's whatever.
What do you think?
I saw the defender go like that. I mean, did he play it up? Absolutely. I mean, he got hit in the stomach. He played it up. That's what footballers do today. I mean, can I judge Foden? Sure, he went down easy, but I mean, the defender. I mean, you've seen deflections and things like that. The goal is the goal. Sure, the free kick is the free kick.
I'm not worried about the goal. I disagree with you. He didn't dive. He slipped. His foot literally slipped out from under him. I'm saying the referee is a Looney Tune for giving this as a foul.
But I said he got hit in the stomach,
and I disagree.
But he did, and he played it up.
He did. He
got hit in the stomach, and he played it up.
If you go back and watch it, because I first thought, he just tripped on his own feet, but he did get hit in the stomach.
Okay.
He hit him in the stomach. He literally did like that. I mean, he played it up. That's why I said dive, because he did hit him. But I mean, Foden played that up. I'll give him that. I'll say that part he fooled the referee. But I mean, either way, it's whatever. He played it up. The goal was the goal.
It didn't matter in the end because there were 3 other goals, and Brighton are awful. So, but still, I was pissed because at that point it was only 2.
That I expected City to be buoyed by their win against Chelsea, and we actually saw the City that most of us fully expected to show up for once.
Yeah. And I think it's funny. I mean, I don't really think there's a ton to talk about in the City game because, as Patrick said, they did what they were supposed to do. Alvarez really needed to get a goal, and he got one. There might have been a foul on there too, right? I'm willing to put those things out there, right? There might have been a foul.
I quit watching at one point. I just stopped.
I didn't think there was a foul. Where did you think it was a foul?
On the Walker play. So Walker played in at the keeper.
Yeah.
And I think they said no. They called it. I think they said it was a handball on it.
Which it wasn't. They went back.
No, it wasn't. Right. But I mean,
right.
I mean, you could in full speed. You can kind of see the shouts they were for. But I mean, Alvarez's goal was legitimate. But I mean, I can understand all the complaints. It is what it is, man. It's not. I look at it like this. We watch the game. It's officiated by humans, and there's you could call it a foul or some ticky-tack thing every time if you wanted to. They let them play. Brighton were at no point was Brighton better than City, so you just kind of you leave it where it is, right? I mean,
I was actually it was kind of funny to watch y'all because to begin with, it was like you just toyed with them. We hadn't seen that city in a while. You just kept. I think at one point Ederson had more passes than anyone on the team in that first half because it was literally pass to Ederson, Ederson passes it back to Ederson, he passes it forward. Oh, we're going to play it back to Ederson. But it really felt like you were kind of, toying with them. But then first off, that header by KDB, beautiful, absolutely beautiful.
They said it was the Van Persie impersonation because it was.
It really was. Maybe not as
come on,
grand
man.
as that.
Come on, get out of here.
That by any means, but
get out of here, bro. That goal doesn't hold a prayer to the Flying Dutchman. It was a good header. It was a good header. It was a cool diving header. Good for you, buddy. You're not the Flying Dutchman. Come on. World Cup. A World Cup final rematch in the first round of a World Cup, and
No, I don't think it was as grand as the Van Persie one for sure. Different
I'm not bitter or
situations and whatnot, but just to see that Kevin De Bruyne actually head in a goal, and it wasn't like on he's within 5 feet of the goal like that. That sucker
was top of the box. That
sucker had perfect tip. So that was fantastic. I thought the Alvarez goal was nice. Foden just did his thing. I saw Southgate was there, and I don't know if you were still watching.
Hey, you can only play on the wing. Go play on the wing.
Jake, I don't know if you were watching at that point, but they cut to him, and for some reason there was a booing in the stadium. I don't know if because his fans saw him or if it
was his face on the Jumbotron.
I don't know if it was like just coincidental, but there was like this loud booing, and I was like, most definitely, But
X can get behind that.
This one today went about as expected. I figured that City would actually give up a goal. I was kind of impressed that they didn't.
Brighton on the beach, man. Brighton are just done. They're done for, dude.
Yeah, I think so. They're 11th. They're good. They're. What's going to be interesting because his name is all over the place right now. Does Zerbi stay? He's linked with Chelsea. He's linked with Liverpool. He's linked with
United.
He's been linked with Barcelona.
Xavi just signed.
Xavi just re-signed.
Yeah, Xavi just re-signed, so they're out. But he's been linked with so many clubs that you have to think he's out the door.
My question of that would be, if you were him, would you stay? And if it's no, what would make you stay there?
I wouldn't stay. And here's why I wouldn't stay. One, you could tell that Brighton is a selling club. So long-term success is not going to happen. I understand that they have stayed up for a while, and that's great. But you're also seeing where that selling is starting to really have an impact on them. And this season specifically, they have been injured so much that there are times that they have looked absolutely abysmal. Just like, okay, this looks like maybe a second-tier side at this point.
That's twice in a row. Arsenal and then City have made them look pedestrian.
Well, we've beaten them 3 times this year. We beat them in the U.S. We beat them at home. We beat them for the either Carabao or FA. I can't remember. We've beaten them 3 times this year. Even when we weren't scoring goals, we beat them. Just to kind of put that in perspective. So I think that there is. I think if you're him, you have to take a step back and be like, I don't think this is sustainable. And he's at a point now where if this happens again, all of those opportunities are gone. So you have to jump at this point. And I don't think that Brighton can offer them to keep them at this point either.
I hear that because his stock is just plummeting.
Mm-hmm.
Because they are plummeting themselves.
So then the question would be, what job should he take?
I mean, it depends. It depends on the type of, I don't really know much about who he is as a person. Are his ambitions to be the greatest ever, or is he trying to make the bag? Because if Poole comes in with a big offer, or if United come in with a big offer, if Chelsea come in with a big offer, that's my point. Look at what he'd have to go through to be the Chelsea manager. But Bowley's got bags and bags of money. So is he more worried about, say the backing from FSG at Liverpool, where that style kind of suits him, and he might have the backing of the board and whatnot, and it'd be a better situation. So I think it depends on, what he's, the kind of person De Zerbi is, what he's looking for.
Well, I think you also have to account for the type of player that is attracted to the place he's going and what's their profile, right? I mean, I know for a while it was, I think even Pep said it, that De Zerbi would be a good replacement for him at City, which I could see. I could see him being the manager at City just stylistically. And so you have to kind of look and say, well, and I think your points are valid about, does he want money or does he want to be the greatest? And I think if your goal is to be the greatest, you'll get paid anyways. And so I think that part is sort of there. So I think for him, I think the next step would have to be to a club that is a perennial or a potential contender. So you have to look and say Chelsea would matter. I think Chelsea has young players, and I think he could develop them. I mean, hell, half of Brighton's team is there anyway, so he could just get his own players back, right? And Liverpool is an interesting one because I could see him being successful at Liverpool as well. But I think sometimes the Liverpool fans, specifically following Klopp, can be a bit unrealistic or detached about where they are in sort of recognition to the time and space we're in. And because, I mean, they had a good run. They did. And I mean, I sent you the thing about Klopp. And, I'm not judging him because he's won everything. So you can't knock him for winning everything. But you also look and you say, well, but he didn't win everything like as much as he could, but it wasn't, it was obviously he was facing quality competition. How's De Zerbi gonna be in that same position? Is the expectation going to be the same because the new Liverpool manager likely doesn't have Salah, right? And you likely don't have Van Dijk. So what Liverpool do you have? Because you literally will have to go out and buy an attacking player and a top tier defender right away this window. Like no questions asked. That's what you have to buy. And United is.
United are actually moving in the right direction. I don't know if you heard about the fact that the board come out, the Wilcox guy who's only been there a week, he come out and he said, Man United are going to play a possession-based style of play. No matter what the players are, no matter who the coach is, that's what's going to happen. And they said, essentially, Ten Hag, you're on trial here. If you can put together a possession-based style and make it look like something that we can move forward with, then perhaps you'll stay. And so I don't know if that's going to translate onto the pitch, but they have, as a club, decided on a style of play instead of leaving it up to, say, Pochettino to come, or Ten Hag to come up with a style of play or whatever and implement that. Especially since Ten Hag told them one thing and they did something completely different, So I think if a club like Liverpool, who want to continue to play the way Klopp do, I think De Zerbi can adapt to that. And so I think that's why that would be, a good shout for him and something that he may look at, as being good for him as well. But speaking of Liverpool, they didn't do it. They didn't do it for Klopp. The Klopp
build the statue of Sean Dyche outside the new stadium.
Yes. First time in 14 attempts, or was it first time in 14 years that Everton?
I think it's 14 years.
Sean Dyche's first win at Goodison in the Merseyside derby, and the first Everton win at Goodison the first win in the derby in 14 years, I think, for Everton, is what I think the stats were. And not only that, but it almost guarantees their safety and almost guarantees Poole don't win the title. So just an epic night for the blue side of Liverpool. And I got to say, man, Liverpool were poor.
Well, I sent you that clip of old Trent playing defense.
No, I didn't know. Was it you, Jake, who sent the thing that Liverpool's filming a documentary? I didn't know they were doing that. This is some content right here,
I didn't know they were doing that either, and it's not going to be good.
This is some content right here, man.
It's not going to be happy at the end of it.
That should be fun to watch.
Oh, it's
Do
going to
you
be
think
great.
they'll release it? There's no way
It's good hate watching.
Yeah, I don't know if they're. If they don't
I
win,
don't
they
think
might
they're
not
going to
even
release
finish
it,
it.
man.
Well,
They
they
might
want
not
to care
even finish
about
it.
Cup, so I mean,
Hold on, wait a minute. You're Chelsea, man, and so you guys have history. If you were doing a documentary about one of the greatest managers in your team's history, and in their final season they won the League Cup, and then unceremoniously got knocked out of everything else, you would release that? Because there's no way I'm releasing it. There's no way I'm releasing it.
What's even worse is the derailment. The wheels started coming off at Old Trafford. The loss in the cup and then the draw.
I remember that. Yeah, that's true.
The wheels started coming off at Old Trafford. It's a horror story.
There's no way I released that.
It's a horror movie. It's a horror movie for Liverpool fans.
That's the Snyder cut, man. That's staying wherever it was because it ain't coming out to the public.
That's the Snyder cut.
No way. No, sir.
That's the Everton cut.
There's no way.
Sean Dyche cut.
Oh my goodness!
Even though I'm gonna give now, I'm gonna sound crazy, but I hear it because I live in the world of all possibilities. And if the Klopp retirement tour finds some magic or whatever, who knows? But Pep said it today, and I thought, he's politically correct. But he's like, hey man, any team can lose 2 games, right? So I mean, is it mathematically finished for them? No, but I'll leave that.
Math ain't gonna math too soon. It's just not gonna math.
No,
it's not mathing at all. But mathematically,
they still have a chance. Yes,
they do. Speaking of mathematically, Everton are looking pretty safe. Not to mention they play. I'm pretty sure they still play the bottom 3 to end the season. Yeah. Well, no. They play Luton, Sheffield, and then us. So they should be safe by the end of the season.
Yeah.
I need Luton to beat them, but I think Everton, they're pretty good. They're pretty.
Might be
time
30, to get the beat
33. Yeah. I think they're going to be just fine. I think it's either Luton or Forrest at this point.
Yeah.
But hey, you know what? It could be Luton and Forrest. And Burnley might do a madness because they're only 3 points back.
Yeah, but we went over their schedule, and it's like
it's crazy. It is crazy.
Good.
We'll touch in on some of the other ones. Man United 4-2 over Sheffield in another just embarrassing performance. But they did the same thing as they always do this season. How are Sheffield up twice in this game at Old Trafford? And then Man U come back and
because dynasties end.
because eras come to an end, I guess. You know, they were playing their possession-based football, is what they were supposed to be doing, and it looked pretty much the same. I will say
They
this.
scored 4 goals, though.
I shout out Bruno Fernandes. I like to be fair. I hate him. But he has been carrying Man United for like 3-4 games. You know, he's actually been their best player over the last 3-4 games. Been doing pretty much all the work. You know, and I don't like him very much. That's well known on this channel, of course. I think his attitude is horrific for someone who is that good. But yes, he deserves his credit over the last 3-4 games. Speaking of deserving credit, Oliver Glasner needs a shout out because Crystal Palace are 3 wins on the bounce. Newcastle United are no slouch, as we know, nor were Liverpool at Anfield. You know, and Elise didn't even start this game. And they still, you know, easy 2-0 over Newcastle.
Supposedly the price tag on Eze and Elise are both $60 million, and I would pay that for Eze right now, no questions asked.
In an absolute heartbeat. Yep. Another game that sees their team safe. Bournemouth beat Wolves 1-0 away. Up into 10th place. Oh, Bournemouth are beach. They're chilling on the beach. Absolutely chilling after that win. I keep accidentally turning my headphones off. Hold on. But yeah, those are the results there. Let me get my headphones back on. Somebody say something. See if I can hear you.
Hello?
No. What's going on here?
Nope.
There it is. It's coming back. Yeah, and we'll move. There are some games at the weekend. The only one to start with on Sunday, the North London Derby. Whew. I have some thoughts on this one because I'm a little worried about how Kai Havertz is going to be deployed. Now, I 100% think he should be deployed. 100% think he deserves his place in the starting lineup. But I'm afraid that we're going to see him in the midfield. I really am. If you look back at the Aston Villa game, where I desperately did not want Kai Havertz in the midfield, but we put Kai Havertz in the midfield anyway. If you go back and look at that first half, the way we broke that high line was because Kai was making the run from deep. Just like I've been saying, that's how you beat the high line. Make the run from deep, right? And Kai was doing that. He just, decided to not finish at all that day. Just decided, you know what, we're going to have an off day today, and decided not to finish. But 3 different times he got in behind the back line. And so I think, and I hope I'm wrong, but I won't be surprised to see Trossard, Jesus, Saka with Havertz in the midfield, which would be just ridiculous because Partey, Rice, Odegaard just absolutely ran roughshod over Enzo, Caicedo, and Gallagher. And especially if I've heard different takes on who might be starting. If it's Højbjerg and Bentancur and Madison, which is one take I've heard, we have to start Partey, Rice, Odegaard, and we'll absolutely smash them. I would.
Yeah, you'll control the midfield.
I would say that's the midfield that needs to start. I'm not worried about breaking the high line with deep runs from Havertz. We will break the high line. Excuse me, no problem. So I want to see Partey, Rice, Odegaard. Trossard got to start scoring mad goals. Only Saka and Kai have actually scored more than him. So yeah, I mean, gotta have Saka as well. But yeah, like I was saying earlier, if Timo Werner is the starter and Ben Davies at the left back, and Timo Werner decides not to play defense, it's just going to be a repeat of Tuesday. We'll smash him to bits. We'll absolutely wreck him. Ben White on the overlap all day long. Saka cutting in to give him space. Odegaard maneuvering over there with Partey behind it. Yeah, man. Because Poch doesn't change. I mean, Postecoglou don't change.
No, we know what to expect from.
If we go down to 5, we'll have a go, mate.
Yep, 100%.
Doesn't matter. So it's Hotline for Life.
You gotta respect it.
Yeah, no, I don't. Because you guys were just said Poch has no plan B. Poch has no plan B.
He doesn't have a plan A to begin with. What are you talking about?
And so when Postecoglou's plan A gets shut down and he's got nowhere else to turn because for some reason, especially if we see Ben Davies inverting like Udogie does into the midfield, that high into the it's over. It's over. It's absolutely over. And another thing in our favor, I think, is that the blood's going to be running high. Lots of pressure. North London derby. It's going to be intense. The, tackles will be flying in from the likes of Christian Romero. And I heard a take earlier today that I thoroughly agree with. If he comes out crazy, hot-headed, flying into challenges, and I'm saying take one for the team and get this man sent off. He comes flying in hot. Just, move over a little bit and take it. And then he's sent off because he's liable to just go crazy 4 minutes into the game. So if we see that Romero's on one, we'll target him, a couple yellows, and we'll wrap this up. But yeah, I think there's definitely pressure. I think the only way we don't win this game is if we get into our own heads about it and we start making mistakes, start getting nervous. Because yeah, of course there's pressure. 4 games left, we're still in it. It's a must win. If we don't win, if we draw, it's over, right? We saw what City did today. They're not going to stop. They're not, they're just going to respond and respond and respond. And so we have to continue to, all we can do is have the pressure on, keep the pressure on them, keep winning our games. And so, yeah, there's pressure, but I'm hoping they play the game and not the occasion. The whole hoodoo of, we haven't won at that stadium is gone. We beat them there last season. So I think if we play our game, I think we absolutely smash them.
You might see Emerson Royal at replacing Udogie.
That's even better. Chicken
Playing
Royale.
center back and left back this season.
Yeah, if Chicken Royale, that works for me. Yeah. The Royale with cheese, I'm cool. It's the same story. Look, no matter who it is, if they don't get help, they're going to get wrecked. Straight up. Cucurella was your best player, and he got destroyed. If they don't help out whoever comes in, they'll get absolutely hammered. I'm going 3-1. 3-1 to the Gunners.
Man.
Yeah.
I would hope that they had watched Tuesday and be like, we can't allow that to happen.
They're not going to change for nothing.
Well, excuse me. I think that I think this is one of those games where rivalries do matter. I think this is one of those games where, while Arsenal is flying high and they have every reason to be, Spurs have been sitting on the bench now 12, 13 days, I think it is. I think that they have gotten a little bit more healthier. They're not going to have Udogie. He's out for the rest of the season. I just read that. It's at home. It's going to be, I mean, it's going to be a hornet's nest either way. Just like when you went to Bayern, it was a hornet's nest, even though it really wasn't for a while there. Then they kind of got into it. I think y'all win. I think it's close, though. I think it's a 2-1. I was wanting to lean towards a 1-1, but I think you find a way to win it late. But I think they give you a legitimate scare. If y'all go and put 4 on them and they don't do anything,
it'd be awesome.
You know. But I think this is a really close one. I think this sets up to be a real scare. Because what I worry about, if I were an Arsenal fan, what I worry about is they're no longer the hunter. They're now the hunted again. And that mentality, do they have that mentality as the hunted, now facing a team that's going to be a little bit more able to match up better than Chelsea was on Tuesday? How do y'all respond? Like I said, I felt like going into Tuesday, y'all faced it as, okay, they didn't take care of City. They didn't kind of keep the slide going, so we're going to take it all out on them. Because it felt like that at times. Like, it felt like you were taking out some kind of aggression against Chelsea.
Yeah, it was that 6-0. We said 6-0.
We didn't give up 6.
They know.
We didn't give up 6. So
that's what I said. That's what I said in the chat. It's the years and years of never winning at the bridge, of holding 5s and 6s, and never having a chance against you. It's the reason I hate Jose Mourinho. Like, that's what I'm saying. So yeah, when we got to put 5 on it, we loving that. We're absolutely loving it. Of course.
And you've got all the confidence in the world. But this is one of those games where you wish you were playing like a Forrest or something so that you could continue to build momentum. I think this is going to be a very difficult game for y'all. I really do. I think y'all win it late just because y'all seem to win games late when you need to. So I'm going to go 2-1 Arsenal, and we'll see what happens.
You love to hear it. What you saying, Lewis?
You know, I was looking at the history between Spurs and Arsenal, and Arsenal have done well the last few times against. I mean, even though you had a draw in September. I mean, you're different teams from then and now, but just looking at Spurs, they've been at once their home was like a kind of a fortress for them. But then they've been inconsistent where they win one, they lose one, they win one, they lose one. So they haven't had any real consistent form. But I agree with Patrick on the point that the Derby thing is a really big deal. I do think Arsenal win this game. I don't know if it's necessarily tight. I think Arsenal score early, but then I think Arsenal just holds. So I think it's 1-0 Arsenal.
Yeah, I could definitely see a pragmatic approach from Arteta.
I think it's just smart going forward. I think you guys get one on them early, and then no one scores, so you're just like, well, no one's going to score on us. And I think the point you made about Sonny, which is a very interesting point, because, I mean, he has 15 goals and 9 assists, but it's a very quiet 15 goals and 9 assists. So, you know.
Because he was having to step up for Harry Kane last year, so that's why it was more – like, oh my gosh, you know, Kane scoring, but he kind of comes off a little bit. Sonny comes and does a brace or a hat trick.
Right.
And it was like, whoa, Sonny, if he's the main guy, he's going to be able to score 20 goals in a season, because Kane's out the door.
But that team was so different than this one. Last year's Spurs are so
100%.
Different than this team.
100%.
So I think that's why he's struggling.
1-0. I got a 1-0 for Arsenal.
Yeah, I hear that. I think if Kane was still there, obviously the team would not be the same because five players that they have came from Kane money.
Yeah.
So it's tough to say. It's tough to compare Sonny and Kane last season to what Sons had to deal with this season. You know what I mean? Because he's got
now.
Huh?
He's the focal point now.
Well, there's no one else there.
He was the second option last year. He's the focal point now.
What other like when you think of good goal scorers, does Richarlison, Kulusevski, Brennan Johnson, Timo Werner, are these the names we're thinking of?
No, he's the focal point.
That's my point. So it's just Son.
Right. And that's what I'm saying. Like, people were more impressed with him last year because it was like, oh, Kane doesn't have to score all the goals.
But Madison's on the team. Madison
has been dog for.
Sir.
Madison has been hot dog water for.
I just had to bring it up just for Jake. That's what I brought that up
for a good while now, and we'll shut him down. And seriously, if we shut Madison down, like I know we can, they'll have nothing.
They lose all their cohesion.
Especially since Basuma has been just as smelly since coming back from his injury. Can you believe these men at some point earlier in the season where Basuma's better than Rice? Get out of here with that. He's been terrible since his injury. He really has. I don't know if he didn't come back completely or whatever. It's been bad. It's good to see. You love to see it, really. What you saying next? You got a score?
2-0.
To Spurs.
2-0.
To the Spurs, baby. No.
Not a chance. You will be excommunicated from the Cup Chasers for that prediction.
He's going to just do 2-0 all home teams.
2-0 all home games.
Yep, he's gone. He's gone. You can't predict a Spurs win here. Oh man, yep. That's what happens. But yeah, I definitely think it's gonna be an exciting game. Gonna be full-blooded, lots of challenges flying in. I'm hoping, like Lewis says, we get one early and we can, make it not so much of a contest and put them away quickly. That would really be lovely. But speaking of being put away quickly, Lewis, as much as I want Forrest to do a madness, I don't see it happening. But it is a difficult place to go, Nottingham Forest. You going to struggle? You going to rotate? What's Pep doing for this one?
Looking at the schedule, I mean, it's 11:30. It's Sunday. Looking at City,
it's right after our game.
Yeah, and then they play the next one is a Saturday against Wolves.
No, you'll have another game, I think, before then, I thought.
No, it's Forest and then Wolves. And because Wolves is May 4th.
Oh, it's Chelsea that has the next game before everybody else. My bad.
No, that's cool. So
yeah,
just looking at that, I mean, it like for example, Haaland didn't play. I think he'll start on the bench for this one. He'll be in the team though. I think you'll see a strong team. Diaz will probably return to the starting lineup. And I mean, it's an away game, but it's no different than the mentality for going to Brighton, man. You gotta get the 3 points, and if you can beat them up a little bit, you beat them up, and you go from there. I mean, no one is expecting anything different from this game. I mean, head to head,
I'm praying for something different.
Head to head, I mean, Forrest drew the last time City went there. They drew with them 1-1. I think City takes this one. I mean, it's not like they didn't take it serious last year, but it was in February last year. This is in the run-in, and the run-in is a different time and a different place. So you go after them. Haaland's hot, and you got a couple of guys that look ready to play. De Bruyne is looking in better sort of mental and physical health. I mean, I think City wins. If I'm being honest, I'm gonna go 3-0.
3-0. Arsenal struggled here, at the City ground. You don't think their defensive block, low block FC is gonna be tough to break down? They're fighting for their lives, man.
Yeah, that's nice.
They're gonna get ended. They're gonna get absolutely ended.
Oh my goodness!
It's just the running, man. No one cares about.
That's nice, he says.
Well, y'all got some squad rotation today. You might.
Yeah, it's the business end of the season. No one cares what the other team is going through. You beat them and you get them there. It's whatever. Hey, man. If they get lucky and I mean, and they can stay up, good for them. But I mean, if we can do something to help Vinny, we're gonna help Vinny.
I hear that. Yeah, I hear that. I think and hope that this will be tougher than 3-0 City. It's definitely a place where they're compact. They're tough to break down. It's we played him. It was Steve Cooper, and now it's Nuno. So he's definitely got a defensive shape going on there. They're awful away from home, really, but at the City ground, it's going to be loud. It's going to be raucous. They need the points, so they're going to be up for it. I really hope. I'm really thinking. Maybe it's hoping they might do a madness. Come on, Forrest. Nope, 2-1 City. There's no way, man. I don't have real hope. That Forrest can beat Man City. Maybe my man Awani can come in and do something. Maybe Chris Wood can do something. But it's all hopium, really. It's all hopium. I think it'll be close. I think it'll be tight just because Forrest are going to restrict space and keep the game, try to keep the ball in the game in front of them. But, yeah. City are too much.
Lewis, do you think Haaland plays in this game?
I think he starts on the bench and they bring him in because they said it's a muscle thing. I think there's just for him, it's the weight of having expectations. Big expectations are starting to get to him. He's been his chances are different. I think the game is different for him right now. And, it's a lot. I mean, you got to think how much has come to him since he's come to City. And you've seen where there was a change in sort of form. There's a little bit of a distraction in focus. And, that could come from several other things. I mean, in the past, he's had injury worries in other places and as well as at City. And, I mean, there's a huge investment in this guy. So, if you need him, he'll be available, I think, for this one. But I don't think he starts. I think Alvarez starts again because I think City's on let's get Alvarez in form because he's been super consistent and he's been healthy all year. And the Alvarez, Bernardo, Foden front three has been a very successful one, especially just pressing, just the way they pressed today or in the game against Brighton was really showed what they were. And, I mean, it gives Haaland sort of a framework because I think if Haaland can advance to that style to his game, he'll become a better footballer. He's not a bad one, but he'd be like up there, as far as quality. So, but I think he plays. I can see him coming on at about the 60th.
Yeah.
I did want to say, you were talking about people learning this system. and how long it takes them. And I was watching Nunez today, and you could tell that he's starting to kind of get it. You know, he's the type of player who's looking to play the pass forward. I noticed that he really didn't do that much today. They were cycling the ball as much as they could between him and Kova. Kova would kind of push it forward, play it back to Nunez. Nunez would play it to the wing, you know, and just how that whole setup is, it's actually interesting to see a player finally kind of start to develop into that. Because a lot of teams, when they get the ball going forward, they're looking to continue to go forward. Or with Arsenal, it's get it to the wing, you know, let it play through Saka, let it play through Trossard, or even in the middle with Odegaard. And you're trying to, as I like to say, walk the ball in. With City, it's different. It's, yeah, they get it to the wing, but that's not really their destination for the ball. Their destination is to be central and work ones and twos at the top of the box so that there's an easy chance on goal. From what I've seen, maybe
it's an interesting thing because, you know, as a supporter, if you just started watching City, you'll see there's several runs that guys make off of other players, and they never make the pass.
Nope.
But because that's not what they're trying to do. And the thing is, to be a player in City, your conditioning has to be top tier because you have to make those runs. It's not even you're making a run knowing that it's very unlikely you're going to get the ball.
It's just to create more space.
And that's all it is. And the thing is they do it so much that, you know, when they do catch a team, it's when they eat them up doing it. And so, you know, it's really a rope-a-dope kind of system. And I don't know if people would count them as this, but they're a really scrappy team in the way they do the things they do. And it's confusing to some teams because they call it boring football. But the thing is these guys are so comfortable in almost every kind of pressure situation. I mean, they make mistakes, but even when they make mistakes, their reactions are they're coached to know what to do immediately after the mistake. And so in the mistakes that you've seen, like even today when they played Brighton, somebody was always in the right space. I mean, I know when I played, you know, you always coach to square, you know, you have your square runs and you always have those things there, but they're looking where they could do that, but their goal is to possess you because they want to get you lulled into being in a space so they can take advantage of it. So when they do score, you're just like, God, man, they deserved it. And then once they open
pretty much rip you apart.
And then once they open you, it's over.
Rip you apart.
It's over once you get open.
And then with Arsenal, they just rip you apart in small spaces. That's the biggest thing that I really noticed with Arsenal is they rip you apart in small spaces, and they have you almost chasing shadows in a way. With City, it's let's lengthen the space. Let's lengthen the space so that you can play into that gap, and then you've got all you can do. And to kind of go back to your point about runs, I think it may have been Foden, but Foden made a deep run from midfield, and he had it like they had played that ball, he would have walked it right in.
There was three passes like that today where all you had to do was ping it, and these guys have it. They can just ping it straight across the top or play it through, but they don't play those balls.
Nope. It was just fascinating because I know, you know, there for a while, Nunez was like, man, I don't know if he's really a good fit for City, but he's starting to come around, which is it's interesting to see. It's the thing that a lot of players have seen when you get a player that goes to City is if you were the guy that was flashy and scored goals, that's not going to happen there. No.
None of that happens there. So if you were to dance around with the ball and I'm gonna run off and I'm gonna get this. Good luck, because
I mean, look at Jack. I mean, Jack was that way.
Yep.
And now he's just there to frustrate the hell out of everybody.
And he's quite good at it.
What, frustrating everyone? Yep.
Yeah, he's a pro at that for sure.
But he's mastered it. You can see where he struggled early. He's mastered the system. He knows exactly what to do. City fans, when they first watched him play, he would be in the box, and you're like, "What are you doing?" And if you look at how important Jack was to last season and how important he's been since he's come back, you will absolutely understand what Pep wants players to do. And so he's asking players to play mentally as well as physically, but you have to have the mental part down first. But
yeah, what's going to be interesting is to see that growth with Doku, because Doku's the guy that just wants to go at people.
Yeah, and he's like, that's not all. You got to have more than that.
That's not how things work at City. So just fascinating, something I noticed today. But to give my pick real quick, I went 3-1 City. I think that, like I said, I think they were buoyed by last weekend. I think they now see the finish line off in the distance. And I don't think we see any drops in form from them going forward.
Bad, Patrick. Bad. What'd you say, X?
City 3-0.
No hope. Nothing.
Commanding game. Yes. No hope.
You're not trying to give me any hope.
No hope.
No hope. It's
Star Wars. No hope.
Yeah.
Well,
X,
no hope.
Yeah. Okay. X. Yeah. Speaking of no hope, segues are weird. Chelsea visiting Aston Villa.
I don't want to talk about
on Saturday. Any hope here, X?
I don't want to talk about it.
So no, that's a hard no then.
It's a hard no. Listen, man. This wouldn't surprise me if we just go in there and just take another 0-2.
That's your prediction, 2-0 to Villa?
Just 2-0 to Villa.
Really?
He's lost the plot.
Bro, we're on the beach, man. We're done. We're done.
The plot.
We're done.
But
we're done.
Last time you played without Enzo, and you will be since he's having surgery, you won 6-0.
I'm telling you, man, we're done.
And last time you played at Villa Park, you won 4-1.
I mean, I hate Enzo. I would love to see us banging a 3-0 win just to prove that Enzo's.
I mean, we also dominated them at Villa Park with it.
I'm just saying, man. So. I truly think Enzo is an issue on our team. He is too small to be playing a center defensive mid. He's not.
He should never be playing a center defensive
He's mid. Not. I agree. I just think I don't understand why he doesn't switch him and Connor.
It's maddening. It truly is maddening that Connor continues to play so far forward.
Just let Enzo play forward and let Connor. I understand. Yes, I would switch
the
two in a heartbeat.
You'll get cooked. McGinn, Douglas Luiz. Yeah. It's not going to be a good story.
Well, I'm interested to see this lineup because, of course, Palmer's going to be back. No Enzo.
Gallagher left wing.
Yeah, I think it's going to be Sterling.
So Gallagher, Palmer, Caicedo in the middle.
I think so.
That's what it should be.
Yeah, that's what it should be. I think we see Nkunku come in for Sterling and either play on the left or they move Jackson to the left and play Nkunku down the center. I don't know who's going to play on the right. I guess maybe Madueke. I don't know who else that we could play over there right now. Carney, for some reason, can't get any time. It's maddening. I think we see Silva, Chalobah, Disasi, Cuckoo. Yeah. So the biggest thing is who's going to play the right, who's going to play the left.
Are they going to play defense?
No. None. Not one of them.
But hey, you guys have beaten the Highline for Life team this season.
We have.
Gallagher runs from deep, baby. Runs from deep.
I mean, this is my scoreline: 3-2, and Jackson gets a brace. Truthfully, that's what I think happens.
I disagree. You're saying 3-2 Villa and Jackson gets a brace?
3-2 Chelsea and Jackson gets a brace.
Bro,
I
want a double bag of whatever.
I'm just telling you. Tuesday was embarrassing. I still think that they believe that they can get into Europe. I know that getting into Europe has pretty much been the like, this is where you have to be, Pochettino, if you want to keep your job. So it'll be interesting to see if the team plays so that they can get into Europe, or if they just are like, you know what, screw up. Because supposedly it came out after the match that most of the players would like to keep Pochettino around. And the joke,
of course. I would too. I would too if he didn't push me and I was making 300 grand every Friday to sit on the bench. I would too. It's sickening. I'm done. It's so sickening.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I think I mean, we lost 1-0 at home. We beat them in the FA, or was that Carabao? No, it was FA.
I think it was FA Cup.
Yeah, I think it was FA Cup. And that was a full strength side. I think, I think that we should have beat them at Chelsea. We got a draw because we couldn't hit the broadside of a barn that game. We had like 30 chances. It was insane. Which is always possible anytime with Chelsea. But yeah, I think that there will be space. I think that we'll be able to exploit the space. What I worry about is the back line. Is the back line going to be able to handle Bailey, Watkins?
No,
and that's my biggest concern.
The first goal, we crumble. If there's any adversity in the game, we crumble. They're children.
There will be adversity.
It's children.
You will give a goal, at least a goal.
That's why I have us down to giving 2.
Ollie Watkins, man, he's on fire. What you saying, Lewis?
I was looking at the last 5 matches: Villa, draw, Chelsea, and I mean, none of the Villa games were like decisive victories over Chelsea. They all were super close. And I mean, Villa's form is also a bit confusing to me too, because I mean, they confused me, man. They drew to Brentford 3-3, but then they beat Arsenal, which is they're just so confusing. And so I feel they're confusing as Chelsea. Give me a 2-2.
A 2-2.
We'll take it.
Yeah, I can.
I'll take it.
I can definitely see that. I think the biggest thing, and this might be, Captain Obvious here, but your man's back. The homie's back. Pass it to the Italians. Pass it to Cole Palmer. Just give him the ball. Let him cook.
Give him the ball.
Just whatever you got to do. Support him. Make the runs for him. Let him do, because he's the only one, man. It's a shambles over there, and I think that without Cole Palmer, I mean, statistically speaking, without Cole Palmer, you're in 18th place without his goals. That obviously other people may have stepped up and scored goals if he didn't, sure. But one person has made the points to get you out of the relegation zone, So I think you're going to be relying on him a lot this game. I think that I disagree with you, Patrick. Nico Jackson will not be scoring a brace because Cole Palmer will be scoring a brace, but Watkins masterclass incoming. Aston Villa 3, Chelsea 2. Yeah, y'all aren't going to be able to handle the pace. And if your wingers do not help your outside backs, it's done.
Oh, they won't. Trust me.
It's done.
It's already done.
Cuckoo
Cook.
will get
Cook.
cooked.
Cooked.
Yeah. Cooked.
Cooked.
Yeah, that's exactly what's about to happen. Just help him out. Just help him.
They won't.
You know what the difference between Bukayo Saka having a coming out of the game and people being, oh, Saka was pretty good today, and oh, Saka was rubbish today. A winger helping him out defensively.
Nah, we don't know what that
Just
looks like.
double team your man. Just get back on defense.
No.
And the other team's right wingers struggle.
We like to play 7-on-9, you know.
It's like this is baffling stuff. I don't understand. But yeah, I don't think Poch is going to figure it out. He's for me, his mind is it's gone. It's wherever Lautaro Martinez's penalty ended up. That's where Poch's mind is. So no, I think it'll be more chop and change. The back line will change again. The directions will change again. And, we'll probably see Sterling come back in. There'll be no consistency.
God,
and
we will see Sterling come back, won't we?
I think that because Cole Palmer is a baller, I think he'll make it respectable. But you guys, in all honesty, will get wrecked. That's the way I think. That's, Villa are far superior, in my opinion. But yeah, it might be a fun game. Chelsea games are normally fun. I know the last one I saw was certainly fun.
I bet you did.
For me. But there are plenty of other games this weekend. We'll go ahead and speed through some predictions. Any big ones? I guess we'll go to West Ham, Liverpool. It's not as big as it might have been. It's at the London Stadium. I don't know, man. Liverpool might continue to stumble. It's just, over and done with. West Ham fighting for a place in some European competition. 2-2. You know what?
2-1 pool.
2-1 pool. All right. Yeah, I'm going to stick with 2-2. I was going to say Liverpool is super wasteful, so it might only be 1-1, but I'll stick with 2-2.
I'm going to go 2-1 pool.
Yep, should be an interesting one. What you saying, Lewis?
I'm going to go 3-1 pool.
Now that there's a little bit less pressure, maybe they'll find their scoring boots.
Yeah, well, the last time they played West Ham at home, they beat them 2-1. I think they'll just – and it was around the same time. Matter of fact, it was exactly a year ago. So, yeah, I think you get the same result.
There you go. West Ham capable of, holding big scores at the London Stadium. So, we've seen that before, but I think the Klopp retirement tour might well and truly be in the mud. But you never know. You never know. We've seen some crazy things in this wonderful game we love. Oh, my goodness, Luton Town. They're headed to the Wolverine Wolverhampton. The Wolverhampton Wanderers. At Molineux, Luton. I've looked at their schedule. It's not fun. And they 100% unequivocally have to have at least a point against Wolves. They play Everton next week, and then it's West Ham Fulham, which isn't going to be fun for Luton. So they 100%, 150 million% have to have a point at Molineux. Unfortunately, I don't know, man. Wolves have been listless. I'm giving it to them. 1-1. Come on, Luton. I want them to stay up so bad, man. I really do. What are we saying?
I Luton away from home is a completely different animal. They get slapped around. Wolves, I think they'll find energy for this one. I got 2-1 Wolves.
I hope Wolves are on the beach, man.
Yeah, me too, but I don't think they will be for this one. I think they win 2-0.
Unfortunately, Luton are terrible away from home, but also they've just run out of gas, man. They just have. You can see it. They're dead on their feet out there, man. It hurts my heart. It really does. But it's a pure heart pick for the 1-1 for me. I fear for them. What you saying, Patrick?
Well, I was trying to see who is if Cunha is coming back.
I don't think so.
I don't think so. Just based on what I'm looking at here.
Ike Nori was back
till mid-May, so maybe the last week for him.
They did just lose at home to Bournemouth.
Yeah. Man, this is tough.
You want to do it, I can hear it, but
just trying to figure out where goals are going to come from.
My man Carlton Morris, of course. Come on.
All right, we'll go 2-1 Luton.
Yeah, there it is. There it is.
Because I want them to stay up. I want them to
Now
stay
watch,
up.
Patrick's going to absolutely just crush it. He's going to get that one right. By the way, you are destroying the predictions league.
Yeah.
Really? What is it now?
You're up 16 points.
Yeah, figures.
There's still time.
Maybe.
No, there's not.
Lewis, you and I are tied, so that's something. But we're both back 16. Speaking of being back, Newcastle hosting Sheffield at St. James's Park.
Sorry, Sheffield.
Go ahead and sign me up for a 6-0.
3-0.
The tune.
5-1.
3-0.
That gets a hattie though.
3-0.
Massacre after massacre after massacre. What you thinking, Lewis?
I'm only going 2-0. I mean, I think they'll dominate it, but I'm only gonna go 2-0. I'm not going with the baseball scores, man.
Sheffield are the literal worst Premier League team I've ever seen.
They are terrible, but I still think Newcastle only puts 2 on them.
I mean, Manchester United played like crap and they scored 4.
You realize Arsenal's goal difference is 103 better than Sheffield.
I mean, the last time Newcastle played them, they beat them 8-0. So, I mean, I'm going to go with
103 difference in our goal difference.
It's insane.
It's insanity, bro. They've given up 80. They've given up 90 to – oh, my good God.
It might hit 100 this weekend.
No, it's going to go over 100 for sure, and it might be this weekend. Goodness gracious. That's going to be a bloodbath. Burnley visiting Old Trafford. We just saw Man U struggle. Vince Company needs the points. Man U are on the beach. 2-2. Come on, Burnley.
2-1 United. It hurts my heart, but 2-1.
I think Bruno Fernandes might drag him over. What's saying, X?
3-1 United.
Yeah. Just disgusted with that, aren't you? Come on, Lewis. A heart pick for Vince. Do it for Vince.
I got a draw, man. I got a 2-2 draw.
Come on.
I do.
Yeah, I think Burnley can do it. I think they're going to have more of the ball. Just be crazy, just insane, to think that we're sitting here saying Burnley are going to outpossess Manchester United at Old Trafford, but that is 100% what's going to happen. And Man U will hit on the break. I think they're going to, they'll probably do what Man U do and not look great. They're going to face 30 shots. Onana's going to have 17 saves. And yeah, I think Burnley will get a point. Now, an interesting game, although both teams might be on the beach. Fulham versus Palace.
0-0 of the week.
No
chance. There's no way.
chance.
Both of them are on the beach.
Palace is on fire.
Palace on fire.
0-0 of the week.
You got it, man. I got you down. 0-0. Palace on fire though, man. Go ahead, Patrick.
3-1 Palace.
3-1 Palace? No way.
Oh yeah.
They are flying, man.
I think Palace are going to win as well. I think it'll be tight. Fulham are good at home. I'm going 2-1 Palace. I'm impressed with Oliver Glasner.
As you know, I play fantasy, and my team did not do well this week. It was a very, very, very bad week.
How did you not know Holland wasn't playing, man?
How did you put Holland in your team, man?
Wait, I knew that he wasn't.
Come on,
playing.
man.
That's my point.
Come on,
He
man.
was there, and it was a freebie. But then they came around and said, "Oh, he wasn't playing. You can't play that." And so,
so Holland got points even though he wasn't. Yeah, I get it.
Yeah, like he was there for the daily fantasy, and the over under was half a shot. So I took the under.
The under on half a shot because he's
on half a shot, and then like early on in it, it was like, oh, okay, it's fine. And then like 15 minutes later, it's like DMP, and I didn't win my daily fantasy.
That's lame.
Today.
That's so lame. You got robbed, man.
I got robbed.
That's some PGMOL stuff right there, bro.
I know, right? But when I play Premier League fantasy and teams, we're 11th in our group, and somebody in fantasy, not in my group, but just in the fantasy in terms of everybody through the Premier League, they triple captain Mateta and got 87 points this week.
Game.
Wow.
Game.
Dude is killing it. The tank. Jean-Philippe Mateta. Put some respect on his name. He is killing it. What's your score, Patrick?
3-1 Palace.
You said 3-1. What did you say, Lewis?
I didn't say anything. I'm going with a 2-2 draw.
2-2. Should be a good game. I know that much. The other two games are on the beach derbies. Everton, Brentford, pretty much safe at Goodison Park. Tough to call. I'm going 1-1. 1-1. Probably not much in that one.
Everton, Brentford?
Yeah.
2-0 Brentford. Wisa is still trying to score.
There you go. 2-0 Brentford.
Everton's like this is the classic letdown spot.
Yeah.
Partying. They're still probably partying.
They're going to they'll be taking a deep breath, kind of relaxing. So I think I can see them getting beat. Yeah.
Yeah, 2-0 Brentford.
Brentford is 5 unbeaten. They're in their last 5, no losses, right? I think Everton is indeed, behind it. But I think this one is your barnstormer. I think I got 3-2 Brentford.
Nice. What you saying, X?
2-2.
Yeah, so everyone said thinking a good game. Yeah. All right, and last but maybe least, Bournemouth hosting Brighton, the battle of the coast teams. Bournemouth all the way up to 10th place, having already overtaken Brighton, but Brighton do have the game in hand. I don't know, man. I fancy Bournemouth. I like Bournemouth on this one. I'm going 2-1 Bournemouth.
This is my draw of the week.
I've been so unimpressed with Brighton. So unimpressed with
2-2.
2-2. What you saying, X?
1-1.
1-1. Yeah, not much to separate these two. somehow Bournemouth have elevated themselves to be about even with Brighton, and they have overtaken them. What you saying, Lewis?
So I'm looking at Brighton, and they got some draws there, and they've literally lost, draw. So this is a draw, and I'm going to go with a 2-2 draw.
2-2. Should be a fun one. Well, there you have it. All the predictions are in. Yep, absolutely. Should be a fantastic weekend. The North London Derby has definitely got me excited.
Massive
Obviously,
game on the Chelsea side of things, even though it's on the women's. They are in the semifinals against Barcelona on the home leg. If they win, they go to the Champions League final.
when is this?
Saturday.
Nice.
Yeah.
So y'all are away. Will that be at the Bridge?
Yeah, it's going to be at the Bridge, and they expect 40,000 fans there.
Nice.
So it's sell out.
Oh yeah.
That'll be awesome. Yeah, that'll be awesome. I actually have no problem cheering on the Chelsea women.
They play
I
at
hate the
12:30 Saturday.
I hate the Chelsea men. I
Hate
don't really
is
have an
such a
issue.
strong word.
They hate us because they ain't us. They hate
I'm a
us 'cause
strong
they
guy.
can't-
What-
They hate us because they can't lift European silverware. That's all it is.
Oh, he went there.
Just cling to that. Cling to that, Mr. Kirk, or whatever it is.
Chelsea
you're
is
in
up
right
1-0
now.
going
I
to
will.
leg 2 at home.
Yeah, you cling to your you
I
cling to
will.
that as tough as you can, buddy.
I will.
And your mid table, Mandem. Your mid table journey. It's the journey. It's the friends you make down there in mid table along the way, right, X? That's
Y'all would
Yeah.
know.
I don't remember ever finishing ninth. Would you finish last season? I don't remember ever finishing that far down the
I think
table.
it was 12. Yeah, I think
Yeah, I
it
don't
was
remember.
12.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure we've never
was pretty sure.
finished that.
Yeah.
Finished 12th. I'm pretty sure we didn't spend over $1 billion to not do F all in 18 months in 2 years.
I mean,
Hey, you got to give him his trash talk somewhere. He's trying his best to summon what's there because
No.
There's nothing there. They're in the
nothing
mud.
there.
It's
There's
a dumpster
We're
fire.
just
There's
like,
nothing.
okay, whatever.
they've ruined the DNA of our club.
Okay, whatever.
Yeah, it's. I'm
He's
really
trying,
enjoying
man. He's trying.
the downfall. Really enjoying the downfall. Hey, it's like I was talking to Brian the other day, and I was telling him how bad his team was. I was giving it to him because they were losing to Sheffield, and he was telling me like, "Oh yeah, that's such low hanging fruit these days," you know, giving it to a team who's absolutely terrible and making fun of it. I was like, "Yeah, bro, when we were absolutely terrible, you know how much I had to
Yes.
hear it.
Yes.
You know how much I had to hear it
Yes.
for so long. Arsenal were awful, so you better believe it." We're going to break the internet when we win this league, dude.
Bro, you're not going to win the league.
If we win this
You're
league,
not going to win the league.
you're praying, man. You better hope. I was listening to Footy Judge Mo. Shout out Footy Judge Mo. Go subscribe to his channel. He's a lot of fun. He was talking about, they asked him who, because he's an Inter Milan fan, but he does Premier League content. They asked him who he wanted to win the league. And he goes, I want Arsenal to win the league just because I like to watch the world burn.
Nice.
Sounds about right.
And yeah, you best believe it's going to be madness. It's going to be crazy if we win this league. And I can only hope that's why we are praying to the football gods for a Nottingham Forest result. Perhaps Lewis isn't, but the rest of the footballing world, I know they are. Because nobody wants to see you win 4 in a row. Like, look, let's just be honest. No fan that's not a Man City fan wants to see you win 4 in a row.
Listen, if we're going to talk about history FSCs, that would make Man City in that tier of history FC at this point.
No, get out of here.
No other team's done it.
Oh, the four-peat? Yeah. Oh, if they win the four-peat, for me, they're the best team ever.
Yeah.
Because in going to your 4 title, you want to treble the 3rd time, right? Yeah. They're easily the best English team. I thought you were talking about a completely different metric. That's why I was.
No.
I immediately did that. No.
Oh,
yeah, I
like
agree with
all
that.
Time. No, for sure, not all time. Yeah.
The best English team all time, yes.
I mean, are we
if you do something that no team has ever done ever, off the back of last season, you won a treble, which has only been done a handful of times, and then you do something that no one's ever done ever and possibly won't ever do again ever, and you smashed all kinds of ridiculous records last season.
But this is not last season. This is this season.
I'm talking about if you win all four, though, that'll be a part of the achievement.
You mean the space? Yeah. Okay, I got you.
That'll be a part of the four achievement is all the records you smashed last year.
I got you.
Just add another one to the tally, right?
It's like when you look at Pep's era, it's all one team. One team did all of that, But when you look at the individual seasons, yes, this season, Man City is wholly different than you were last season.
Yeah, absolutely.
That we can agree with. But as far as history is concerned, it's all the same team. When you look back at records and statistics.
Well, then does that make it more of a Pep thing than a team thing?
100%.
Because, I mean, obviously the questions out there, which I think Pep is a lot about him versus Alex Ferguson. And it's – and talking about Prem wise, and I mean, obviously, Alex Ferguson is that guy, man. Like, he's just that guy. But, I don't know, man. I
hear what you're saying, though. It's hard to say, oh, Pep's treble winners versus Fergie's treble winners, or, Fergie's double winners versus Trep's double winner, Pep's double winners, or Pep's, this season City versus, Ferguson's third season or whatever. You know what I mean? It's tough to compare.
I try to let them exist where they were. I mean, Ferguson, what he did when he did it was an accomplishment. I mean, the only true difference is, and I've seen the argument is like how Pep has changed the game, which I agree. The way the game is managed is completely influenced on how he manages. But with Ferguson, he was just like one of one. You know what I mean? In his style. So I don't know.
Yeah. Well, that and he got to reign supreme. There was no really challenge to Fergie for a long time.
But you also have to account for, like, they had a monopoly on every aspect of player development. But it was really a monopoly. And see, that's where, again, the Pep thing becomes an issue, because I would even throw Jose and in there as well. Because these guys are winning with more competition against them, man. And, I think that's where, like, Jose specifically, like, Jose did it in different places, and he was facing Pep and Carlo and Fergie and Wenger. And, it makes it look what they did that much harder because of who they had to go against. So it's a very interesting dynamic.
I think it's incredibly interesting as well, because it's tough to say that the Premier League in 1997 was tougher overall or less tough than it is this season as a whole.
Right.
We talk about, we are the farmers, and this iteration of the Premier League is maybe not as best, but then we talk about, Klopp and Pep and Arteta had to deal with being up against this team and Emery's Villa and this team and this team and this team. But also, like, who were the teams that when I was 5 years old in the 96-97 season, were Blackburn a tough team to beat that season?
Well, didn't they win the title one year? They won it.
They won the year before, I think, 94, 95, I think.
I mean, so you can account for that, but then you have to account for, like, you talking about that year, but those teams got literally dismantled by the monetary power that was what they were, transfer records being broken, and it's so weird, the conversation. I mean, but I guess it's worth it. I mean, it's good for for thinking.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's interesting, especially though, like, it's easier for us when you say, okay, Man City's treble winners versus Chelsea's last Champions League team. We have a lot of examples of both of those in our kind of fresh,
right.
In our minds, So, we can look at, say City's first title win versus Fergie's last title from the year before and kind of compare those because it's kind of similar. But comparing, the Arsenal winning at Anfield in 1989 versus Jose Mourinho's 2005 champions is like, that's a little tougher. That's kind of tough to, you know what I mean? The league was kind of way different in the late 80s.
I also think it's a matter of establishing culture. Like Jose was there at Chelsea and he was establishing, or he's a part of the group that was establishing the culture to what Chelsea FC is that we know of, that we think of, right, today. And so, like, Arteta is sort of in that same space where Mourinho was, and Pep is sort of the Ferguson of that sort of comparison. And that's where I think those comparisons are fair comparisons to look at, like, how you do against those types of teams. But it's even like it was more physical, the gameplay then. But now you play more. So the bodies are completely worn down. Players are a little bit more technically adventuristic now. So you're just like, okay, they're not as physical, but they'll also hit a shot from in some insane place and do some crazy skill move that you wouldn't see. So I mean, it's fun, but at the same time, it's a very difficult sort of thing to think about.
And I think it's just crazy, and this is how we'll just wrap all this conversation up. It blows my mind that FIFA hasn't endeavored to just make this game. It's not a game where you play a season. It's not FC 24. There's no season mode. It's just straight up, or you could put it on the next FC 25. Put this mode on the next FC 25 where all of the best teams from history you can use. And so you could play the 72 Barcelona team with Johan Cruyff versus, Barcelona's treble winners with Pep. How fun would that be?
That would be very fun.
Play the 66 England team, versus the 2002 Brazil team. That would be fucking awesome. Excuse my language. That'd be so cool. You know what I'm saying? So FIFA, do it. Let us know.
Royalties to the Cup Chasers for that if you do it.
Yes, for the idea. You heard it first here. So let's go ahead and get those likes up for the new FIFA game that hopefully
we've created tonight.
That we've created tonight here on the Cup Chasers.
Or Football Manager. Football Manager can jump on it. We accept all people sponsoring.
Absolutely. Yeah, we're here. We're here for all of it. We are definitely excited about the coming weekend. We hope you are as well. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. Grateful for you being here, for you listening. We're on our way to the magical 1,000. Get the notification bell on for all of the content, the match reactions, the previews like tonight, etc. And of course, once again, we're grateful you're here, and you will see us next time.